Good morning. I'm Daniel Robert, master's student at Kaiser University in the Golf Teaching and Learning program, and this is an introductory video on chipping and pitching for the beginning golfer. This video will characterize both strokes, the chips and the pitches, will give an understanding of the two types of shots, and even give you tips on how to play both shots. So a chip is a shot that spends more time on the ground than in the air, and a pitch is a shot that spends more time in the air than it does on the ground. So when we talk about the chip, okay, I've got an 8-iron in my hands. I'm gonna take a narrow stance. Let me back up so you can see my feet. A narrow stance. I may be here on a normal shot. I'm gonna take a narrow stance. I'm gonna take it a little bit open, so my feet are pointed away or to the side of my target. I grip down on the club from where I normally would. So I would normally grip here. I'm gonna grip down a little bit. Hands are forward of the club heads. You could see they've got that shaft lean there. My weight is forward on my front foot. So for a right-handed golfer, my weight's gonna be on my left foot. And my body center is gonna be in front of the ball. I don't have a ball in front of me right now, so I'm just trying to show you how to do this, but my shoulders form one side of a triangle, and each of my arms form the other side of the triangle. That triangle does not move in the stroke. And it's just like a putting stroke almost. Right about. So you saw the first pitching stroke, and that pitching stroke was advocated by Gary Wyron. I'm going to show you a slightly different variation now, advocated by Dave Pelz. So everything else being roughly equal, we're going to set up the same way, but now our stance is going to be very, very narrow. And we're going to align the ball off of our back ankle. Then we're going to take the same stroke. Gary Wyron advocated for two different pitch strokes. So the first was the one lever pitch. Essentially, it's the same as his chipping stroke, except now you have a higher lofted club in your hands. So set up the same way, narrow stance, open, grip down, weight forward, except this time we're centered over the ball instead of slightly forward of it. So our weight's still on our left foot or our front foot, but this time we're centered over the ball. We just have a higher lofted club in our hands, and we're going to make the same stroke. Now, the second was the addition of the wrists. So we're going to elongate the backswing when we add the wrists, but we're going to finish the same way. So as we hold the wrists, we're going to maintain that through impact. So we're going to set up the same way. Grip down a little bit, open stance, centered over the ball. We're going to add the wrists. So instead of being here now, we're here. So we're elongating our backswing, but we're finishing the same way, maintaining that wrist angle through impact. So Dave Pelz essentially advocated for the same thing, except Dave Pelz wanted you to add your body in there as well. The body doesn't necessarily influence the shot, but your body has to move in rhythm with the shot. So we take the same setup. Wrists should stop by the end of the backswing. So if you're taking a 3 o'clock backswing, they should stop here and stay here. And only after impact are you going to get that release. So it would look something like this. do a demonstration of the wiring setup for chipping. So narrow, open, weight forward, grip down, ball centered in the stance, but our body is slightly in front. Not bad for the first swing of the day. Now we'll do the Dave Pelz setup. Super narrow stance, ball in line with our back ankle. All other things being equal. But now we have a de-lofted club face. So we have to keep that in mind and take a shorter stroke. Not bad for the second swing of the day. All right, good morning. So here is a demonstration of the Wyron one lever pitch. So again, we're gonna set up just like that chip stance. So our stance is open, weights forward, body center line over the ball this time, hands are forward. We're gonna come back to about here. We're gonna come through just like our chip stroke. So it's a demonstration of the Wyron wrist added pitch. So we're gonna take the same setup, narrow stance, open, weight forward, body center line over the ball, hands forward. We're gonna add the wrists this time, but keep them there through impact. Let's see what happens. This is the Dave Pelz pitch, where essentially the same setup that Wyron advocated, except now we're gonna add our body in rhythm with the rest of the stroke. So let's see how this goes. All right, so let's talk tips. So if you're around the green and you're in that closely mown area like I was chipping from earlier, and you could put a putter on the ball, put a putter on the ball. That's what I do. That's what I recommend to anybody. If you have to chip it because you're in the rough, but you're just outside the fringe, then chip it, but take those considerations into mind of how you're setting up and you're de-lofting the club so that you need to take a shorter stroke in order to not send the ball way past the hole. If you're behind the bunker like I am now, which you could see part of it behind me, and you're 30 to 40 yards from the hole, you definitely need to take a pitch stroke. And the three that I just took, the best one that I hit of my first three swings of the day was the Wyron wrist added pitch. So give that a try in your practice sessions. So in summary, again, I'm Daniel Robert, master's student at Keiser University in the Golf Teaching and Learning program. You just watched a video on introduction to pitching and chipping. So we talked about the characteristics of both shots, and we demonstrated both shots and all types of those shots. And we even talked about tips for which shots you should choose around the greens. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you in your golf game.